Thank you, Lawrence, and good evening, everyone. I think the first thing to say is a huge congratulations and thank you to South Devon College and your team, Lawrence, for putting this on. It's a really, really important discussion. As well as being CEO of the South West Business Council, I'm also a non-exec director of the Heart of the South West LEP. And whichever sector we look at, skills is probably the number one issue. Despite everything that's going on in government circles, there is a sense actually amongst the business community that there is plenty of opportunity out there, but skills is their number one challenge. Now, in the Southwest, we have wonderful bedrock industries, farming, tourism, fishing, agriculture, etc. But I'm hugely, hugely excited for the industries that are beginning to break at scale in the Southwest that will help us have a very balanced economy. And certainly the sectors that I'm seeing significant hope in is the tech sector. If I rewind back 5 years ago, there were probably 2 tech clusters in the whole of the Southwest, and the Southwest was seen as a little bit of a poor relation in the UK. Those tech clusters were Bournemouth Poole, Bristol Bath. Now if you look at the map, you can barely move in the Southwest without being very close to a tech sector, and pay tribute to Dan Pritchard, who's in the room here tonight, for his leadership around Tech Southwest, which I'm probably going to get the number wrong, but you're talking about nearly 3,000-ish tech companies that we know about in the Southwest, and that's probably hidden in terms of the UK understanding of just how rich the Southwest is in tech. Previous to being CEO of South West Business Council, I looked after England for BT, and I had the privilege of taking some of you and some of your students up to Adastral Park, £500 million a year in research, including photonics. So one of the things we've been trying to do is to see how we can link up the sub-region here, you as a college, the photonics cluster with some of these national players to grow the opportunities around digital and photonics and fibre. To fibre up every single home in the UK, 31 million homes is a massive task. And it's about 30,000 extra engineers that are currently sitting in the pipeline of talent. So there are huge opportunities around a multi-decade opportunity around fibre and the photonics industry in the widest sense. Cyber is a massive opportunity, not going away, it's only going to increase. Arguably, World War III has been happening for a number of years, but it's been happening in the cyberspace. To give you a sense of a bit of a challenge, though, that we have, the Southwest has something called the Southwest Cyber Resilience Centre, sanctioned by the Home Office, and it is free of charge for members. Now, we've got 500,000 SMEs in the Southwest, and about 800 have signed up for that service. So we're going to need more guys and girls to be going out there and becoming cyber specialists to protect these businesses, because hopefully none of you have ever been hacked or had your information stolen at a corporate level, but when it happens, it is hugely, hugely disruptive. Data, the increasing interconnectedness of everything, washing machines, cows' stomachs. Yes, you can now live stream what's happening in a cow's stomach using Internet of Things technology is not going away. The exploitation of the data that creates is a massive opportunity for us. So anyone that's looking to get into data analysis is going to find probably a very fruitful and long-term career, because that interconnectedness of everything, animate and inanimate, is accelerating away. One that's almost an hourly, if not daily conversation for me is renewable energy, and specifically floating offshore wind. Massive opportunity for us out in the Celtic Sea. The Crown Estate are licensing about 4 gigawatts of capability out there. It will probably grow to 10 and on to 20 easily. Exeter University have done some work about the skills requirements on that. Circa 12,500 jobs required for floating offshore wind. Now, I suspect a lot of that is going to land in South Wales and hopefully in the Southwest, and these are multi-decade opportunities. Up the road, we have Gravity that is now announced as part of Somerset's investment zone. I suspect the first tenant could be several thousand jobs, and that will ultimately grow possibly up to 7,500, 8,000 jobs on that site, and 70,000 supply chain jobs associated with it. So we have a number of big potential investments here that are going to give us some skills challenges, no doubt about it, because it's going to drive wage inflation as well as people in the age brackets that we're looking at here in this college become ever more in demand. And it is every sector that is after talent. So some of the people that are going through your establishment today, Lawrence, will be auctioning themselves in a few years because they'll have gained such strong capability that is in huge demand. And of course, other expertise that we have in the Southwest around the environment, whether it's blue or green, there are a lot of opportunities coming around autonomous marine, environmental science and environmental data management, and some of that driven out of the fact that we have one of the world's biospheres located in Devon, one of 4 in the UK, 4 in England, 7 in the UK, that is doing a tremendous amount of work around how you can instrument and monitor and gain really important data out of the environment and manage it in a better way, frankly. So there is a ton of opportunity. It's a difficult time for the age group that you serve here, but ultimately there is plenty of opportunity out there. I really do welcome this conversation. It should be an ongoing one, because ultimately we need to make sure the pipeline of talent going into our businesses in the Southwest enables them to grow, thrive, and demonstrate that the Southwest is where technology can happen and that we're not just a place that people come on holiday to. And I think I've got to pose a question for us to all then debate on our table and discuss. So, what do you see are the new opportunities within the next decade? Thank you.